Hello y'all, this is Fallout New Vegas, a video game developed by Obsidian Entertainment and published by Bethesda Softworks. It was released in 2010. It's quite popular, but you could say the same about the Fallout franchise in general. The goal of this video is to provide a guide and somewhat of a let's play to the starting quest of the game, named after the Dean Martin song, Ain't That a Kick in the Head. If you would like to help the channel grow, make sure to subscribe. It's free and you can always change your mind later. With that out of the way, enjoy the video. Let's begin by hitting new. This will start the intro to Fallout New Vegas.
War never changes. When atomic fire consumed the Earth, those who survived did so in great underground vaults. When they opened, their inhabitants set out across the ruins of the old world to build new societies, establishing villages, forming tribes. As decades passed, what had been the American Southwest united beneath the flag of the new California Republic, dedicated to old world values of democracy and the rule of law. As the Republic grew, so did its needs. Scouts spread east, seeking territory and wealth in the dry and merciless expanse of the Mojave Desert. They returned with tales of a city untouched by the warheads that had scorched the rest of the world, and a great wall spanning the Colorado River. The NCR mobilized its army and sent it east to occupy Hoover Dam and restore it to working condition. But across the Colorado, another society had arisen under a different flag. A vast army of slaves forged from the conquest of 86 tribes, Caesar's Legion. 4 years have passed since the Republic held the dam, just barely, against the Legion's onslaught. The Legion did not retreat. Across the river, it gathers strength. Campfires burn, training drums beat. Through it all, the New Vegas Strip has stayed open for business, under the control of its mysterious overseer, Mr. House, and his army of rehabilitated tribals and police robots. You are a courier, hired by the Mojave Express to deliver a package to the New Vegas Strip. What seemed like a simple delivery job has taken a turn for the worse.
You got what you were after, so pay up.
You're crying in the rain, Pally.
Guess who's waking up over here?
Time to cash out.
Will you get it over with?
Maybe cons kill people without looking them in the face. But I ain't a fink. Dig? You've made your last delivery, kid. Sorry you got twisted up in this scene. From where you're kneeling must seem like an 18-carat run of bad luck. Truth is, the game was rigged from the start.
That was the intro. It sets up a lot of the story for us, who we are with the Courier. We just got shot in the head by the great Khans and some guy in a checkered suit. And so we're going to have to survive that, hopefully, and we're going to load in. And we're getting a lot of stuff added to our inventory. This is part of the Courier stash add-on. If you don't have that enabled, you won't be getting it, but it is a lot of free items at the very start of the game.
You're awake. How about that? Whoa, easy there, easy. You've been out cold a couple of days now. Why don't you just relax a second? Get your bearings. Let's see what the damage is. How about your name? Can you tell me your name?
After receiving enough firepower to blow up a small town, we gotta enter the character name.
I can't say it's what I'd have picked for you, but if that's your name, that's your name. I'm Doc Mitchell. Welcome to Goodsprings. Now, I hope you don't mind, but I had to go rooting around there in your noggin to pull all the bits of lead out. I take pride in my needlework, but you'd better tell me if I left anything out of place. How'd I do?
This part is the character customization, so you'll be able to do things like make your character male or female. I'm not going to do much in this section. In fact, I'm going to keep every default option for the character, so no facial hair or hairstyle changes, for example, and we're going to move on to the next part.
Well, I got most of it right anyway. Stuff that mattered. Okay, no sense keeping you in bed anymore. Let's see if we can get you on your feet. Good. Why don't you walk down to the end of the room, over by that vigor tester machine there. Take it slow now. It ain't a race.
We're up from the bed and we're going to head over to the Vitomatic Vigor Tester. This is where we'll set up our stats.
Ooh, looking good so far. Go ahead and give the vigor tester a try. We'll learn right quick if you got back all your faculties.
We'll activate this and use the special system. This acronym stands for Strength, Perception, Endurance, Charisma, Intelligence, Agility, and Luck. Builds can be anything you want them to be, but I'll keep Strength at 5. This stat affects melee damage, carry weight, melee weapon skill, and what weapons the Courier is strong enough to operate efficiently. Perception will be kept at 5. This affects distance at which you can detect other creatures, and I'll put Endurance to 7. The higher this one is, the better environmental resistance, hit points, and healing rate you'll have. When it comes to Charisma, I'm going to move it down to 1, so I'll have other points to use elsewhere. This stat is helpful for barter, speech, and companion nerve, which will be useful if you have a companion with you in combat. I'm going to go a little fast through the last 3. I'm going to set Intelligence to 6, Agility to 8, and Luck to 8. To simplify these 3, Intelligence determines how many skill points you get per level, Agility modifies how many action points are available in VATS, and Luck increases the chance to do critical damage. Special stats are finished. We're going to move into a psychological evaluation where, depending on what statement you make, a certain skill will go up.
Must be some frontal lobe damage. Well, we know your vitals are good. But that don't mean them bullets didn't leave you nuttered and a bighorn are dropping. What do you say you take a seat in my couch and we go through a couple of questions? See if your dogs are still barking.
To explain things a little bit, after admiring Doc Mitchell's house for a few seconds, we're going to sit down and do some word association. After that, a character profile, then end the evaluation with a Rorschach test.
All right. I'm gonna say a word. I want you to say the first thing that comes to mind. Dog.
I'm going to pick newspaper for melee weapons.
House.
From the 6 choices for house, let's go with target for guns and energy weapons.
Night.
For this one, I'm going to scroll all the way down to the bottom. I'm going to go with silencer for guns.
Bandit.
Lots of violent choices in this one. I'm going with Swiss cheese for guns.
Light.
For this one, I'm going with torch for the repair skill. Torch is found at the bottom of the dialogue options.
Mother.
For this one, let's go with Human Shield because even if it's twisted, it affects the guns, energy weapons, and explosive skills.
Sometimes when you give tests like this, you learn more than you was hoping for, and I reckon that ain't always the best thing. But I guess maybe it explains a thing or two about your predicament. Okay, now I got a few statements. I want you to tell me how much they sound like something you'd say. First one. Conflict just ain't in my nature.
We're doing personality profile now. I'm going to strongly dislike this hypothetical statement for guns, energy weapons, and explosives.
I ain't given to relying on others for support.
Let's agree for survival, medicine, and repair.
I'm always fixin' to be the center of attention.
I'm going to disagree for sneak, melee weapons, and guns.
I'm slow to embrace new ideas.
We're almost done. Let's agree so this will affect the survival unarmed and melee weapon skills.
I charge in to deal with my problems head on.
Disagree for guns, energy weapons, and explosives.
Almost done here. What do you say you have a look at this? Tell me what you see.
I see a broken chain. This dialogue choice modifies the repair skill.
Okay. How about this one?
I'm going to go with it's some piece of space-age technology for the energy weapon skill.
Last one.
The final ink blot, I'm going with a mushroom cloud for the explosive skill.
Well, that's all she wrote. I don't have nothing to compare it to, so maybe you'd better just have a look at the results. See if it all seems right to you.
We can see our skill stats. They will vary depending on the choices you made prior to this point. We got 3 tagged skills: guns, lockpick, and melee weapons. Tagged skills are essentially what your build specialization is, and if a skill is tagged, it gets a 15-point boost. I'm happy with the skill stats I got, so I'm just going to hit done and move on.
Before I turn you loose, I need one more thing from you. I got a form for you to fill out so I can get a sense of your medical history. Just a formality. Ain't like I expect to find you got a family history of getting shot in the head.
Now, we can choose traits. These are optional, but they do affect gameplay for your character in one way or another, and we can pick up to 2. Wild Wasteland is hard to resist, but I'm going to have to say no. Instead, I'll go with Skilled and Good Natured. The first one gives 5 points to every skill, but makes me suffer from minus 10% from experience gained, and Good Nature gives points to some skills and takes away points from a few others.
All right, I guess that about does it. Come with me, I'll see you out.
Doc Mitchell is going to see us to the door. We're about done here, but we got to first maneuver around the deadliest obstacle of all, furniture. And once we get out of this little room, we're going to head down a hallway and just make our way behind Doc Mitchell.
Here, these are yours. Was all you had on you when you was brought in. I hope you don't mind, but I gave the note a look. I thought it might help me find a next of kin. But it was just something about a platinum chip. Well, if you're heading back out there, you ought to have this. They call it a Pip Boy. I grew up in one of them vaults they made before the war. We all got one. Ain't much use to be now, but you might want such a thing after what you've been through. I know what it's like having something taken from you. And put this on, too, so the locals don't pick on you for lacking modesty. Never was much my style, anyway. Don't mention it. It's what I'm here for. You should talk to Sunny Smiles before you leave town. She can help you learn to fend for yourself in the desert. She'll likely be at the saloon. I reckon some of the other folks at the saloon might be able to help you out, too. And the metal fella, Victor, who pulled you out of your grave. Anyway, you ever get hurt out there, you come right back. I'll fix you up. But try not to get killed anymore.
Before we can exit, we're prompted with a choice to enable hardcore mode or not. This is a lot more survival-oriented compared to the base game. I'm going to say no. Doc Mitchell was very generous. He gave us a Pip Boy and some starting gear. 2 new quests will begin as we're trying to hunt down who shot us to Courier, and we're also directed to Sunny Smiles and Good Springs in the saloon, I think. On top of this, the quest Ain't That a Kick in the Head will be completed, which is great because that was the quest that was meant to be done in this video, and we knocked it out of the park. Looking in the miscellaneous data part of the Pip Boy, we can see the delivery order. Within it is the instructions, a package manifest which says the courier was carrying an oversized poker chip made of platinum, and after this is a paragraph of some long-worded contract penalties. Since none of the items will count as stolen in Doc Mitchell's home, I am going to steal from the old man's house, and no one is going to stop me, not even the game mechanics themselves, and that is what matters. With that, I'm going to end the video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Have an awesome day. I'll see y'all later. Bye.